Dragoons
and
on
only
the wall.
dreams are true. Now you're just living in the dream. Now the vision is the only thing that matters, and the dream is the only thing that's true. In our dream, we have limitless resources.
God.
The people yield themselves with perfect docility to our molding hand. The present educational conventions fade from our minds, and unhampered by traditions, we work our own goodwill upon a grateful and responsive. In their dreams, you're just grateful and responsive, folk. We shall not try to make these people or any of their children into philosophers or men of learning or of science. So since you know the goal from Rockefeller is to make you ignorant to learning, ignorant to philosophy, ignorant to real science, then they can't be giving you real images. They must hide the real. These must be secret archives. This is not their plan for me to be addressing you with this image in front of you at all. That's not their dream. That's not their necromancy. The necromancy is to hide it.
Man, ain't that the truth? Ain't that the truth? Hey, hop to the real ones, man. Y'all in this with me, man. Y'all in this with me, man, and it feels great. It feels yapa, to be above the barrier. Every time I start doing flat drops, man, I start getting all kind of people coming over here, man, that, they just like, oh, okay, I'm just digging on this flat earth stuff, man. And that's cool, man. Y'all can come over here, man. Y'all can kick it with us over here in Drop Nation. But when y'all walk through the door, just know that this is our dojo. You know what I mean? This is our training ground. This is where we ask questions and go on very pertinent investigations, man. We got all kind of incredible investigations, man. Cities of Gold, Cibola. You know what I mean? We're always investigating ourselves, you know what I mean, as the indigenous truth, the Ame'ricans. Just know that when you're over here with the tribe. So, take a back seat. You're not allowed to say nothing. You know what I mean? You just fall back, if you want to fall back and see what we're doing in our orientation section of our learning process. You know what I'm saying? But just know that we do it for the tribe right here. We do it for the prisoners, man. A-hop to the prisoners behind the wall. All the brothers and sisters that's locked up, locked away. Man, my heart goes out to you, your families. And we do it for y'all so that this frequency could reach y'all. You know what I mean? First it was like, you know what I mean? I just wanted to get a radio signal to my brothers and my sisters. And that's what we, are still, going to be investigating on how to get a radio signal behind the wall, man. But you know what, man? It's like, the frequency that you're spreading, the support you're giving and what we are building side by side and the strength, man, that we're coming with, man, the ether that's flowing, man, through everybody, man, connected, above the mesosphere, you know what I mean? All that collectively, you know what I'm saying, is definitely reaching our brothers and sisters behind the wall, you know what I mean? And it's more than a radio signal getting to them. It's more than them hearing this drop. You know what I mean? Trust me, man. Everything we're doing affects them. And I saw that in real time. You know what I mean? Everything we're doing, everything that we've been building, you know what I mean, affects them. You know what I'm saying? So keep building with the real ones. And just know that you are affecting all the prisoners behind the wall, man. All right, man. I'll get out of here, man. Oh, snap. Oh, snap. Reload. Oh, wow. So, yeah, man. My 15 soldiers right here, man. We over here 2-3 o'clock in the morning getting that drop. You know what I'm saying? This is what we doing in our dojo. This is our secluded alcove. You know what I mean? This is where we train up with the real ones. You know what I mean? I'll take a few of the real ones. You know what I mean? And we'll dig on it all night long. Enjoy great music. have a party, you know what I mean? Enjoy the drop, chatter. That's what we're doing. We're surfing the wave, man. And we appreciate the Dragon sponsors. You know what I mean? It started with a couple. Now it's more than a few. And we wanted to keep building so that we can build our vision. You know what I mean? And continue to support the tribe. You know what I'm saying? This is our way of supporting the tribe to make sure everybody eat that wants to participate and contribute. Some great drop on the weekly. You know what I mean? And we have a very unique platform that we share our sponsorships equally. So everybody in the ether, we got 19 people going on 20, you know what I mean, going on 21, and they all get an equal share of every dollar that comes in the 432 The Drop Radio sponsorships, man. So we appreciate everybody dropping it for the tribe because it's building, it's growing. They out to the battles, they out to the monarchy. I see you, man. I see KB over there, man. CJ in the back, man. RJ, what it do? All the family, man. Ty, Bat, Zahn, Kyron, what it do? You know what I mean? So support the tribe because you really are supporting the tribe. And with the dough, with the money we bring in that we share equally, you know, we can choose to put it together for certain projects. We can choose to, donate our, sponsorships this month to this or to that. We got some wiggle room. So keep supporting us. Become a Copper Dragon, Silver Dragon, Gold Dragon right here at 432 The Drop Radio. And out to everybody supporting the Cash App. I'm getting the drop, and I appreciate just the constant flow, you know what I mean, of appreciation. And it's dope to know that, you know what I'm saying, folks is truly surfing the wave, truly riding the wave, truly riding the frequency on out, man. Bang, bang. So you got all the drop beneath. 432 The Drop Radio on Cash App. And of course, you know what I mean, all the day one supporting the PayPal. You got all the drop beneath to, you know, keep the lights on, just to keep the lights on. So you appreciate us, and we definitely come together. You know what I'm saying? We come together and make this frequency rock, and we rock steady. And we are in part 3. Who would have thunk it? We're in part 3. And I gotta start with the real one right here, man. Hot off the press, man. A strudel right out the oven. The bro Sibs continues to supply us with his expertise, slicing and dicing, you know, cutting up this this great visual here. This is another filter. I got like 9 more. So what I did actually was create a drop box. I got a drop box, and you know what I mean? YouTube's kind of funny with Dropbox. All that Horace Butler stuff, they actually shut down our Dropbox, you know what I mean, somehow. So look, I'm going to do it the same way. If you want the link to the Dropbox that got all of these flat drop, you know what I mean, Flat Earth 1972 drop, you know what I mean? If you want the link to this, just email me. All right, we'll do it that way. And hopefully everybody's getting back to drop. I've literally returned, I want to say, hundreds of emails, man, from IG and YouTube. And I appreciate that because, you know what I'm saying, it just lets us know that you're paying attention, man, and that we ain't crazy, man. So what are we looking at here, man? Look at this. Remember the original, right? Let's see if we can find that. Let's go back this way. Let's get it over here. Make sure we good. Okay. Let's get it over here, man. Why this thing's tripping? You gotta be patient with your technology these days, because we're truly are kicking the shit out the neck bone of the hijack, man. And it feels oh so good. And again, A-hop to the sister Sonia, who also hit us with some great Press the John drop. That's going to be great to start Press the John number 50 and keep it popping. Who knew we would complete a 50-part series? We're going to do 51 for Ahchwa. Something happened to number 27, man. I don't know, man. I'm looking for it. It must have been good. But we're going to continue, man. That's all we do is keep the water flowing. We keep emptying our cup. We don't worry about them deleting this information or blocking these videos. It's the water, man. You know what I mean? Love to AD, the truth seeker, man, who's cutting some, he's he's cutting some serious, you know what I'm saying, truth, what's it called? Truth sushi rolls over there, man. AD got the truth California rolls, man. And for real, you know, he's digging on Mood, Lemuria, the Philippines. Love to the bro Otto made it. It's like at the same time, those brothers, you know what I mean, started digging on the Philippines, and Static in the Attic did something on it as well recently. So we're going to start turning our attention into, how they say it, Malakara, something like that. But it's pretty dope to learn about this connection with the Philippines and Ophir. So this is why we get oriented. This is why we need to know what's really connected when we talk Atlantis, when we talk Lemuria, the Ame'rican, you know what I mean, the worlds beyond the poles. We got to be able to see the full spectrum, the full wave, man. We can't keep collapsing the wave pattern on one possibility. It's like everything's in play now, man. Ain't you learned enough to know that it all plays at this particular time? The timelines, the shifts, the phantoms, the duplications, it's all playing, man. It's all becoming clear, man. The more we dig on David, the more you realize there's no room for no hijack, JC and New Testament. There's no room for it. They just took down King David, man. What you mean? You know what I'm saying? And you're talking Joshua, then you might be talking nephew of David, or, you know, they're all rocking at the same time and within 100 years or something. So you got the 1000s, 1100s, 1200s, 1300s, Dark Ages, what they call Tartary, which is just all this Hebrew Mongols situation of the Russians, and the Russians are the Mongols, and the Mongols are the Israelites. And all this shit is happening right here in Great Tataria, or India Superior. It's all happening, man. Now, what are we looking at here, man? We went over last part 2. Go get the drop. I'll link them all below, so you got all the drop. And yeah, you know, we were digging on the satellites. We said which satellite's responsible. We realized that a lot of these satellites were launching off in 1972. That was the end of the Apollo, you know, space shuttle mission and all that. So all this stuff is going down 1972. I mean, it's something to pay attention to. So any of those satellites could have been responsible for taking this particular photo. The question is, and what the bro Sibs, you know, brought up, and a couple of y'all brought up in the comments, and we're going to get some of these comments as well. Is this a picture of our world, or is this a picture of another world beyond the pole? Now stuff starts to make more sense as to why this doesn't exactly, you know, look like what we, you know, have on our side precisely. You know what I mean? That's why when you look at this Pacific Ocean situation, like, where's the Pacific? Where would Lemuria be, right? And, you know, we're going to get the filter images so that you can kind of get the clouds out the way a little bit and really get the outline of the land masses. You know what I mean? I'm going to go through it with you as the bro Sibs hit me on IG, and kind of, you know, use his narration a little bit with a few of these filters as well. And again, I got them all in one file now, the original plus the filters. And I got the Dropbox link to it, man. So hit me up, music@432thedrop.com. And I got y'all, man. I ain't getting much sleep, you know what I mean? But I feel like this is pressing information. I was planning on getting back to the Sefer Yetzirah, which I still will. I'm sorry, the Sefer HaMetzvot. Shout out to Natural, man. Shout out to Copper Khan, man. Phoenix Nadi. Copper was digging on that Sefer Yetzirah as well. But yeah, the Sefer HaMetzvot. We're going to get, back into our flow with that. This had to come out right now, you know what I'm saying? Because this could be, one of the biggest drops we'll ever drop. You know what I'm saying? This could be one of the biggest drops or the biggest drop, whatever you want to call it. I mean, it's all one drop. You know what I mean? You can't compare the drop, right? You can't compare one drop of water with another. Pure water is pure water. At the same time, this could be one of the biggest drops we've ever dropped, man. And love to Ahchwa Sonia, for the gift, because that's what she said. This is a gift. So as a tribe, we're dropping this. It's not me dropping this. It's Drop Nation dropping this. All praise to Thawada that I'm able to, be in a position to share a platform and a flow that you're supporting, man. So again, shout out to the Dragon sponsors on the wall. You know what I mean? Because you're supporting what we can do together. You know what I mean? You're supporting what we can do together, man. And this is what we're doing together, man. We're trying to get to that mark. We're trying to get to, the tree of life. I love to Cocoon say, he said, man, I want to get to the tree of life, man. Ahab to the dragons on the wall, man. Support the tribe. Let's grow this thing. Let us grow this thing, man. Let us be all that we can be for real time. Because you see what we're doing with limited resources. You know what I'm saying? So, we know we got a community behind us. We know we got, witnesses behind us, man. And let's make it happen, man. Straight up. Let's go. For the tribe. All right, so we digging on. All right. What I mean? I'm just gonna let you just have it, man. I'm gonna flip through the latest, filter renditions from the bro Sibs on Insta. Hey, out to the bro, man. He really stepped up on this one, man. He really said, man, let me get this thing and let me make it happen, bro. So again, you can hit him up, Sibs, SIBS _ on _ Insta, INSTA. On Instagram. He has some great drop. Maybe for the dismount, we'll share some of his drop on IG. All right, cool. So what do you see here, man? This is you saw the original. Now you see the outlines pop up, a lot more, right? Now you can see clearly that this don't resemble our world like we thought it did. And that's why the bro, said in the comments, man, when we was going back and forth on it, he said, this appears to be another word. I said, so you did all this digging on it, man. You checked out the what did he call it? Some type of screen. I'm gonna get this dropped on, you know what I mean? But after all the digging you did, brother, I say, what do you think about the authenticity of this 1972 Flat Earth Secret Work Shield USA archive? He said, it's absolutely real. It's absolutely real. And the thing is, it doesn't appear to be our world per se, but perhaps one of the closest earth ponds nearby. Remember that drop on the Earth Pond 1? So there's multiple Earth ponds. Think about one giant ice sheet and then just poke holes into that ice sheet. Just keep poking holes in that ice sheet, right? And then you got more Earth ponds. Now can you see the Creator creating? Can you see the magnificence? You can't put it into words, creation. But now you can at least get off that spinning ball, right? You could finally get off the spinning ball, right? Now these you can see real sharp lines. You know, you see a lot of sharp lines, man. You can say mountains, you can say pyramids, man. I mean, you see a lot of sharp lines, man. And look at the outlines of these land masses. It's like a big old Asia way over there. Something in the middle right here. You know, and like an India down there. This looks a lot like a South America outline. That's why we thought that at first, that this was our world. But yeah, man, let's look at another filter on these. I don't know why this thing's tripping, man. Let me reload this thing. This thing's tripping. Yeah, we're gonna get the comments, but you know, we got a couple comments related to Atlantis, and if we adjust our perspective, is the Earth as we know it Atlantis, the whole thing? Is that why they got Ham Kush, Ham Kush, Ham Kush, Ham Kush, Ham Kush, Ham Kush? And is our promised land, or whatever you want to call it, across the pond? You know what I mean? I mean, hey, I'm open to all these drops. Oh, okay, hold on. I know what I want to do. Let me hit up my Dropbox, man. Yeah, we got that medieval empire drop. Hope y'all got that drop, man. Told y'all hit me up, man. All right, so like I said, I got them, organizing this file right here. You know what I mean? Let me see what we got. All right, so this is another filter here. Look at that, man. Look at that. Looky, man. Sibs, man. Look at this brother Sibs, man. Let me tell you, man. Hey, man. Jeez Louise. Look how beautifully outlined these continents are that look nothing like our continent. I'm just going to let you meditate on this one, man. Let you meditate on it. Okay. This one really brings out the background a lot. Look how sharp these edges are, though, man. These ain't just mountains, man. These look like a gang of pyramids, Jack. These look like a gang of pyramids. Look at these. Wow, bro. Wow. I mean, am I tripping? Or is this a gang of pyramids, man? I mean, yes, it could be a gang of mountains, too. Also looks like a gang of pyramids. Like a gang of pyramids, man. All right. Okay. We're just surfing the wave. with Sibs on the Insta. this right here, you definitely, okay, so the clouds are the ones that's more like illuminated, but you can see kind of an outline, nice little outline around the continents as well, you know what I'm saying? So, you tell me, meditate, vibrate. Yeah, it's very amazing how certain filters bring out certain things. So you have, like on these, you don't really see those pyramidal, mountainous, shapes a lot. Right? You see the clouds pop out. You see the outlines, sort of defined, kind of highlighted way more. The ice is darker. So it's like popping out the, I guess it would be, it's hard to tell, man. I mean, you tell me, man. I can't tell if this is water, if that's more land here. Now, somebody else left a comment. They said, that what was it? Let's see. Trying to remember if it had to do with the water. Let's see. I mean, you could tell they definitely did blur out a lot of stuff in these things. I think his comment had to do with the with this also being another world. But we'll get the comments, so I don't want to misquote the bro. But yeah, for now we're just appreciating the work of Sibs. That's all. We're just enjoying these filters and enjoying some great visuals. Okay. Look at them pyramids pop back up. Wow. He drew 2 arrows. Yeah, I gotta get his commentary because he sort of narrating the story here. Let me do this right quick. Pause design for a minute. I want to pull up his commentary on this so we can see what he was thinking about with these arrows. Okay. Okay. He said, check out the sun's reflection in the water. Ah, that's why I wanted to pull this up. So I know he has something very important if he's pointing to it. To check out the sun's reflection in the water. So now are we talking about our sun or are we talking about another sun? And again, what are they hiding here? They hiding the sun and the moon? This is, I mean, it's this is one of the moments that you just stop and just say, man, what in the world? You know what I mean? It's that real gut check where you've been digging on something being a truth, but then when it really gets confirmed, like right before your eyes, and just like I knew it, but seeing it and seeing another world, this might be our first visual. It could be our last visual, as far as, whatever, but this could be our first visual, you know what I mean? As far as where our minds can remember of another world beyond the pole, you know what I mean? As far as the continents, as far as the outlay, as far as just seeing that it's another world and that we were found in a new world, you know what I'm saying? Now is this the world? Is this promised land? You know what I mean? I mean, that's our next thing, when we talk Exodus and Hawa saying that this Exodus is going to be unlike any you've ever had. You ain't even going to remember that Exodus out of that Egypt. What's Egypt? What's bondage? What's Atlantis? Are we in the bondage? Are we in the prison planet, or plane? Right? Is this the prison plane? Or is this promised land here and that promised land? And maybe all this is our promised land. You know what I mean? I mean, I'm looking at all right, so this is what I'm gonna do. That's what I'm gonna do. First thing I'm gonna do. Wow, man. It feels good to surf the wave with the Shabata. Okay, now that's cool. Let's do it like this. All right, cool. Let's pull this back up. All right, let's do this quickly. Let's do it quickly. How did I get it bigger last time? Oh, full screen. Back. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna pull up a couple of images and kind of go through some of his drop on it. About the image itself, he says this image is real. It also has a faint computer display overlay on it. So go back to the original and see if you can notice the same thing. He said it has a faint computer display overlaid on it. My thoughts are that this is not our world, but a new discovered one in which they named it Flat Earth. So they just took a picture of it in 1972. What was the Apollo missions about, my people? Going somewhere, right? Where were they going? What were they photographing for real in 1972? This is correlate with Apollo 17. Now I'm going to find this image that he's referring to. I think it's this one right here. Yeah. Is it this one or this one? Could be another one. All right. I think it might be this one here. He said, this one is cool. Check out the mountains top left. I mean, I see mountains everywhere. You know what I mean? I'm sure the bro got a keener eye than me, man, but I see mountains everywhere. All right, so he says, check out the mountains top left. Gotta get that big. Well, let me go to side on these. All right, let's go to another one. He said, maybe this is the world past Antarctica. Okay. Check out the sun's reflection. So we saw that one. He said you will see it better in these. So let's look at these other ones and see if we can see the sun's reflection. Bang. You see it real clear right there, right? Let's go closer. Bang. So clearly there's another sun, because we have already established by the outlines of the continents that this is not our world. So it appears, Drop Nation, that we are getting the first glimpse of another world beyond the pole, where we are getting the first real glimpse. Love to Sister Sonia. And I emailed her. I said, man, you got to tell me more about how you got this drop, man. You know what I mean? So we'll see, how much drop we can get, further on this. But yeah, we're looking at the first world beyond the pole that we've ever seen, man, which also establishes our firm, fixed, immovable world looks a lot like this, which isn't, all the AE projections that we've been looking at, aquadazzle, what I'm talking about, aquadesert, you know what I mean? But instead of the whole, Mercator projection. So when you look at this AE projection, we can see our outline a little clearer with the Pacific Ocean. Again, there's more water. This one is like, there's a boundary right there. You know what I'm saying? Is this one bigger? Is this one smaller? Are they all the same size? I mean, the investigation continues. Let's see if we can see the sun's reflection. Okay, yeah, you see it a lot on this one too. You see it a lot on this one too. Look at that, man. Bang. I mean, is that the sun right there? Like literally see the sun's reflection. See that roundness? He wasn't playing. He said, man, you're going to see the sun's reflection for real, for real. Look at that. See that ball right there? See that right there? So this is what appears to be another sun. Another sun. Remember that one diagram that had a sun on the inside called Sol, S-O-L, one on the outside called Ball. And there was multiple suns and multiple moons called Yaya. Remember that? He said, now the next ones are pretty fucking good. And that's what we were digging on, man. Let's take it back. This is one of my favorite ones. Let's go all the way back. Let's go all the way back. This one right here, man. This one's just fantastic, bro, because you could just almost like see the water for real. Like the water starts popping up for real, Like, is this all land? How's this rocking, man? Y'all tell me something. This is something that we are all investigating at the same dang time. And it lines up with all of our investigation. Preston John investigation, man. Cities of Gold. Of course, with scriptures. And that's where we're going to tie in a little scripture with the Atlantis connection. I want to dig on an Atlantis connection with the script that I haven't really thought about before, specifically with Leviathan. Yeah, man. Did Leviathan sink Atlantis? Y'all ever think about that? Did Leviathan sink Atlantis? I mean, could Leviathan sink Atlantis? Probably. And when we talk Atlantis, are we talking about a certain piece of it got sunk and not the whole thing? Maybe just a certain piece of it got sunk. But yeah, I like this thing, because this one right here really starts popping off with that water. Is there another one? Bang. Yeah, man. Look at this one. Look at that water. Drum Nation got the water. I mean, this is amazing, man. Are we looking at another world, y'all? So bump all them NASA images. We don't need their outer space, computer graphics. We're actually looking at another world. And I told y'all, if y'all could find this image anywhere else other than what Sister Sonia has provided us, to share and provide some clarity. She said, you might not have seen this, but this is a gift. This is a gift. Are we looking at another world, and what has it got to do with our promised land? What has it got to do with script? What has it got to do with Exodus? There's a lot of questions But one, it solidifies our orientation, and then it really expands our orientation. So now we can really see what they were fighting for with the Shambhala. That we got a German map that got Shambhala over parts of Antarctica. It says Shambhala. What does that connect with Cibola? You know what I mean? Of course, Prester John got the dragons, right? So, you know, Antarctica got a gang of dragons. Part 2 had a whole thing about Hitler and the Nazis, and they had this high technology dragon situation. Remember, go see that movie P-51 Dragon Fighter. So there's a lot at play. Dragons are at play. You see, everything is at play with this shit. Everything is at play with this shit. This is killing Wakanda, Black Panther, you know what I mean? Can you imagine this? Can you imagine him flying over the ice into another world? That water. All right, man. Loves the Sibs for real. I think it's one more he wanted to point out, man. This is beautiful as well. You see that? The water. That water. Look at that, man. Y'all let me know if there's anything I'm missing, anything I'm not seeing. You know what I mean? You ever dig? Y'all let me know. Look like cities of gold, man. Look like cities of gold. This is beautiful, bro. Beautiful work. Beautiful work. Stepping up to the plate for real. Something's popping over here, too. It's almost like you can start seeing the structures. I think that's what he said. He said, do you see the structures? This one. Let's see. Yeah, man. Look at that. It's crazy how those structures pop out on some of them, and then you change the lighting up and they gone. All right, this one here, he said, in this one you can see structures. So he kind of zoomed in on a certain piece. See the ice wall right there. Are we seeing structure? Are we seeing structures? Oh shit! Almost looks like a house right there. Are we seeing structures, man? Whoa! Are we looking at another world, y'all? Across the pond? Man, this bro's crazy for this. It's definitely structures, man. Wow. I didn't even look at this one yet, man. So y'all get my reaction in real time right now, man. Y'all get my reaction in real time. We in battle time. Are we seeing structures, Drop Nation? Sibs, you a fool for this one, man. Hold up, man. Let me get back in my Zion flow, man, because I'm just going to let y'all meditate. This is what we came here for, man. You know, we're just having a picture party. Don't mind us. We're not doing nothing important. You know, don't mind us, y'all. We just kicking it, man. Are we looking at another world, my knockers? Sibs, you did it again. Tell me what y'all see. Let me do it like this because I want to have some more mobility on this thing. It won't let me go left or right. And I definitely want to check out these structures. Let go. Come on, man. Too excited. Ain't time to be slow. It's the fourth quarter. Chromebook. It's the fourth quarter, man. Yeah, I'm blown away, man. I think everybody is. You know what I'm saying? I was, hanging with my mama. Shout out to Mama Drop, man. I showed her. She just paused and was like, wow. Like immediately, it really does have an effect. You know what I mean? It's like when you're looking at the truth. You know what I'm saying? When you're looking at something that ain't no play. You know what I mean? Okay, that's what I want. Woo-wee! What's all this, man? Hey, man, y'all tell me, man. Sibs, you did it again. Man. What in the world are we looking at? What in the mofo are we looking at, man? All right. Okay. Okay. So love to Sibs_Insta on IG, man. He does his thing. Always enjoy your work, bro. And this is something that, we're all, what I'm saying, we're all in it for the real spill. Everybody's tired of being lied to. That goes beyond, any separation, man. Like, we just want to know what's real, you know what I'm saying? And whatever that is, we can adjust to. So we empty our cups because we're not afraid of reality, man. We're not afraid of reality. Let me get some of these great comments from Drop Nation, man. It's a beautiful thing. All right, let's go. Oh, man, love to Robert Shalazar. He said we have to get our Merkaba vehicles so we can explore the flat plane. Hey, man, we got a lot of ground to cover, that's for sure. Love to Vixen99. Excellent video. Thought the following links might be of interest to you and the 42 fan. M landing and flat earth. Until next video. All right, man. Great links. Y'all dig on it. We gonna dig on it. I always come through the videos for links, so I always try to come back to the links. I appreciate that, Vixen99. Fantastic research. You are truly a modern day historian. All credit to our creator because he put it on Sonia's heart. We have a platform to connect it with, folks across the plane that's also connecting it at the same time, man. So it's something that's humbling. I'm humbled by this, for real, you know what I mean? To be able to see this with y'all. You know what I mean? Love to Henry Copeland makes me look at Atlantis layouts a tad bit different. That's what we've been saying. Like, what's the connection between Atlantis and this whole situation? And we're gonna, dig on, some of the maps. You know what I mean? And just, back to the script. You know what I'm saying? Just this whole Job Leviathan situation. Did that have anything to do with the sinking of Atlantis? Did Leviathan sink Atlantis, man? Hey, I never had that thought. Let's go. Love to hear me Copeland. Oh, wow. The investigation is real. HOTC, peace to you, brother. Check out the new piece of art my brothers and I put together in the class of its own. Peace, light, and love, my brother. Hey, man, peace to you, bro. I'll definitely dig on the artwork. Purple Pigeon, the question I have is, his son has the record for the deepest dive at the time. Is the splashing of the water his son diving or him going up? When you watch the commercial, you will see the mention of both of them. All right, both of them in it. Up or down? That's a great question. That's all we could do is ask the right questions. Purple Pigeon. G-Wop Live, what it do, man? He says, this where Elon Musk trying to take everybody. They go into worlds beyond opposed for sure. Vinlad, Mag, Lord of the Rings comes to mind. Smeagol is the dog-faced man. Also due to, that's true, Smeagol is the dog-faced man. We're talking sinus and folly. Also due to gamma rays increasing, which is causing the melting of the pond ice rings. It'll be easier for the gods to leave. And that might be the Exodus. So one of the brothers that brought up the Exodus, if we look at this Confederate pond as Egypt. So if we look at our situation as Egypt, say, oh, they just got me with that one. Let me pull this one. And this is interesting, right? They got the central sun, Shambhala. This is the inner earth situation, which is another thing to dig on because all this could be going on at the same time. There's levels to it. But if we just had one Egypt, our situation was the only Egypt. Or, this particular Egypt, could this be a whole, could this give a whole new meaning to the Exodus? If we look at this Confederate pond as Egypt, theoretically, lastly, Hitler admitted we are the Jewry, the true Druze of Ahchwa, all while Nazis were dealing with those outside the Midlands. We're talking Middle Earth, man, Middle Earth. We're just surfing the wave in the planet. So, man, that's a credible comment by bro Vin Lab. This gives a whole new meaning, man, to this Exodus. And yeah, this Hitler drop also comes to light. Everything comes to light, man, when you dig on orientation, when you put it together with the timelines, man. You dig on Dawi, you dig on the priesthood. Everything starts popping up, you know what I mean? And I said, all praise the Creator, for real, you know what I mean? Because it is what it is, you know what I'm saying? The truth is the truth. When you're looking at it, when you are looking at a marble and you're not on no marble, that is a lie. You're looking at a lie. You're looking at the truth and you're looking at the truth. Love to Alvin Comer. Khan, those two balls of light look like the moon. Looks like the moon followed the sun within the flat earth inner circle because one is smaller than the other. Because when I became an adult, I never believed the sun or the moon was millions of miles away. Also, NASA in the Hebrew language means to the sea. For sure, man. And he's referring to that one particular filter that, let's see if we can pull it up. Yeah. That green one. Might be this one here. All right. There we go. I mean, this is the only filter that this pops out on. The only filter that this pops out on, man. So, sun and moon. What's in this rectangle, man? But something made that reflection. Love to Alvin Comer. Mac Mezzi. I think you need to check this guy's channel out. All right. He explained we were living in a crater in the big earth. And the moon is a reflection. Not saying it's 100% true, but there's babies in the water. Always down for the babies in the water. Love to Mac Mezzi. KG said, I'm going to tell you what I think. I think that the picture is accurate and the barriers are the planet's orbiting rings, meaning no space larger than where they are taking that pic. I don't know, just hypothetical guess. Did she drop like it's hot or what? Yeah, she definitely dropped like it's hot. She definitely dropped like it's hot, man. Orbiting rings, yeah. I guess you consider the Antarctic barrier orbiting rings, you know what I mean? If you were to look at it through a telescope. Love to R-Rock, West Indian. Wish you could do more info on the flat drop, bro. Let's get closer to the creator's science. I'm enjoying this. That's what I'm doing right now, family. I'm doing it right now, man. Hey, out to the real. Patricia Matthews is surfing the wave. You know what I mean? When the Naga plays with their dragons, they're like dogs, man. I love my life more every day, man. That's all we're talking about. The sisters in the flow. Some family, you know, is belly flopping, man. And that's what I love about the investigation. It's not like, oh, you're caught up, you know. It's not. It's like belly flop, man. Enjoy the water. Enjoy the water. Love to Daisuke Takahashi, the Grand Elder, the La Parama school education. You are conquered by apostolic Catholic Rome colonists, falsely known as Europeans and falsely known as Americans. Yeah. I could definitely dig that. Hey, out to the bro. Contessa Taylor, the moon was out. It's a satellite. The moon was out. It's a satellite. Oh, yeah. I guess the moon could also be a culprit. Unless it's just plasma. Come on, we're surfing away. Electric One says, great work, family. Ahchwa to the family. Electric Ones, Ahchwa. Mark the Pillar says, the highest flight record was achieved by the SR-71, 60,000 feet or 11 miles. Shaking my head, the mesosphere is 180,000 feet, 30 miles up. NASA is robbing us, LOL, and they made another Star Wars. Oh, man, y'all been dropping it like it's hot, man, and I'm enjoying this investigation with y'all side by side. So let's keep the water flowing. Let's keep the fire burning, man. Let's go ahead and belly flop into some flat earth scriptures. Remember this link that we got before, the flat earth Bible, man. Always one of my favorite go-tos, man, to get the solid foundation. This also has some great drop on Enoch. Just before we even talk anything else about this investigation linking up with scripture. Because remember, look, I don't know if y'all remember this. I ain't heard this in a long time. I guess they gave up saying bullshit. But when we first started investigating orientation, a lot of family, even in the Hebrew communities, would be like, it's just a psyop. You guys are just trying to distract us from the creator. I said, how can digging on your orientation that the creator gave you, the land that the creator gave you, how can digging on the reality, be a distraction? I mean, for real. Let me pull up, hold up. Let me go back to that, actually. Cause, man, who's Prester John, man? How can digging on reality, how can this be a distraction from the Creator? When the Creator's dividing lots for the tribe, what are these lots? Huh? How big are these lots? How big are these lots? So the first thing that we got, you know what I'm saying, as far as resistance was from our own brothers, man, our own sisters, whatever, you know what I mean? They'd be like, oh, man, because they wanted to believe the lie. They wanted to believe that they were on a spinning ball, man. In reality, man, we're looking at the stationary plane. We're looking at a piece of it that we're not on at this moment. We're not on this piece right here. Now, how can digging on your reality, how can digging on your orientation be a distraction between you and the Creator of the earth? How can digging on the earth be a distraction? That's like building a playground for your children, the beautiful, the most, dopest, pimped out playground, and they don't even explore it. You know what I mean? They just stay in they just stay by the swings, and you're just like, hey, you know what I built under there? You know what I built on top of that? They're like, yeah, I don't want to distract it from me loving you, Dad. I don't want my exploration of the playground you built for me and my, friends, you know what I mean? I don't want that to distract me from loving you, Dad. How can digging on the earth that the Creator created for you be a distraction from the Creator? I'll wait. So that was the main thing that we got as a resistance, you know what I'm saying? The main argument was like, man, it's just a psyop, man. It's just I'm like, we're dropping documents from the 1700s, 1600s, 1800s. How long has this psyop been going on? Because we've been investigating and exploring our terrain, you know what I mean? You put a hamster in a cage, that hamster's going to explore that cage, right? You're crazy for not exploring the cage. A lion in a cage is crazy for not trying to break out that damn cage. You put a lion in a cage and he just falls back. That nigga crazy. That lion crazy. That lion trying to break out the cage. That lion is a lion. You know what I'm saying? And this is what we are. We're waking up, breaking out of the barrier, and we find more worlds beyond the barrier. First Chronicles, he has fixed the earth firm, immovable. Psalms 93, thou hast fixed the earth immovable, firm. Psalms 96:10, he has fixed the earth firm, immovable. Psalms 104:5, thou did fix the earth on its foundation, so it can never be shaken. Isaiah 45:18, who made the earth and fashioned it, and himself fixed it fast. Suffice to say that the earth envisioned by flat earthers is as immovable as any geocentrist could desire. Perhaps all scriptures commonly cited by geocentrists have also been cited by flat earthers. We're just talking about not a flat earther. We're just talking about someone who looks through the lens of reality. I mean, who knows they're not spinning at 1,100 miles per hour, who knows they're firm, who knows they're fixed, who knows they're immovable. We're just talking about the earth. We're just talking about the earth. Job 9:8, who by himself spread out the heavens, Shamayim. Remember, man, such a large dome would be a tremendous feat of engineering. The Hebrews considered it exactly that. And this point is hammered home by 5 scriptures. So we're talking about the engineering of the dome. Now, when you look on this image, you say, where's the dome? Now we can say, this ain't even our home. You know what I mean? Not presently, right? So where's the dome? This ain't even our home. So that's very interesting, man. Does the dome only cover our home? When you talk about Leviathan being spread out over the righteous, you know what I mean, wherever we are, you know what I'm saying? Is Leviathan spread out over all the earth ponds? We're going to get that earth pond drop. Is Leviathan spread out over all the earth ponds, or is it just our earth pond? I mean, this is what we're asking. We don't have the answers. Did they get out of the dome? I don't think so, because they can't get out the dome. So they just got high enough to take this picture in 1972. Remember, Apollo 17, the last year of the Apollo missions, on record, 1972. Coincidence? We're talking about the 1972 Flat Earth Secret Workship USA archives, man. And this is another world. It's another world. Is this a world that we will ever occupy? Is this a world that they are occupying? I mean, it's 40, 50 years ago, so are they getting any resources from this world? Are they living over there, man? When the Moors say they're from Mars, right? Mars is just another piece of land, man, beyond the pole. Uh-oh. And it look like they got their own sun, man. Let's go. So we're talking about the firmament, the vault of heaven. The word firmament appears in the King James Version, Old Testament, 17 times. And in each case is translated from the Hebrew rakia, which meant the visible vault of the sky. All right, so they weren't bullshitting. There was a visible vault of the sky. The word rakia comes from rakwa, meaning beaten out. In ancient times, brass objects were either cast in the form required, or beaten into shape on an anvil. A good craftsman could beat a lump of cast brass into a thin bowl. Thus Elihu asked Job, can you beat out rakwa, the vault of the skies, as he does, hard as a mirror of cast metal? Job 37. We're going to get on some of this Job. We're going to get in Job 36 pretty soon. Maybe some Job 38 as well. We're just surfing the wave. I figured we'd take it right back home, you know what I'm saying? So that we can, remain oriented for real. So we have Job 9 and 8, who by himself spread out the heaven, Shamayim. Psalms 19:1, the heaven, Shamayim, tell out the glory of Hawah, the vault of heaven, Rakia, reveals his handiwork. Psalm 102:25, the heaven, Shamayim, were your handiwork. Isaiah 45:12, I with my own hands stretched out the heavens, Shamayim, and caused all their hosts to shine. Isaiah 48:13, and with my right hand I formed the expanse of the sky, Shamayim. When you look up Operation Fishbowl, they're literally shooting missiles. We're going to end up getting that in this series as well. Shooting missiles straight up, trying to blast through something, right? If these verses were about an illusion of a vault, they are surely much ado about nothing. Shamayim comes from Shama, a root meaning to be lofty. It literally means the sky. Other passages complete the picture of the sky as a lofty physical dome. Hawah sits throned on the vaulted roof of earth. Kawug. Chuwg. Kawug. the vaulted roof of earth, the vaulted roof, whose inhabitants are like grasshopper. He stretches out the sky, Shamaim, like a curtain. And that's what we got on that Leviathan, right? We said, is Leviathan the curtain? Is Leviathan the canopy? Is the roof or firmament made of Leviathan scales? Because remember, his scales were impenetrable. He spreads them out like a tent to live in. Leviathan's a major player. He might be the firmament. He's the dragon in Revelations 12, about to devour this Zeus that ends up ruling with a rod of iron. I'm talking iron sulfate, man. We're talking about that hijack city, that trickster, that Merc retro. So the folks that believe they're on the ball, they like to go here and say, see, it says circle. And then you say, is circle the same thing as a ball, man? It's circle ball. It's circle ball. Because if you're talking circle, my naga, let's talk circle. Or you're talking the roundness of the vault. You know what I mean? However high it goes on our side. Or the whole thing might be a big round vault. Who knows? But Kaug refers to roundness. Let's go back. Now, roundness ain't talking sphere. It just means rounded as in a dome, as in a physical dome. Stretched it out like a curtain. Spreads them out like a tent. You know what a tent looks like, right? Kaug literally means circle or encompass. By extension, it means roundness, man. As in a rounded dome or vault. Or we're just talking circle. Either way, we're not talking round ball. Because that's a different Hebrew word. That's not kaug. Here we're using the Hebrew verb kaug specifically. Kaug specifically in Isaiah 40:22. Job 22:14 says, Hawa walks to and fro on the vault of heaven. The vault of heaven. Kaug. In both verses, the use of kaug implies a physical object on which one can sit and walk. Likewise, the context in both cases requires elevation. In Isaiah, the elevation causes the people below to look small like grasshoppers. In Job, Hawa's eyes must penetrate the clouds to view the doings of humans below. Elevation is also implied by Job 22:12. Surely Hawa is at the zenith of the heaven, Shamaim, and looks down on all the stars high as they are. So as high as we are here, this is nothing compared to the elevation of Hawa, who's looking down on the stars, right? But if the stars are just straight ahead, how does that change our perspective? I mean, we're just surfing the wave, man. Whoa. This might be a hint to that question we asked, you know what I mean? If we're just talking straight, like worlds beyond the pole, right? If we're just talking straight, then, elevation has a different, you know what I mean? Because what we think is up or elevated is straight ahead. What's it got to do with this ice, right? What's it got to do with all this ice? This picture of the cosmos is reinforced in Ezekiel's vision. The Hebrew word rakia appears 5 times in Ezekiel, 4 times in Ezekiel 1:22 through 26, and once in Ezekiel 10, verse 1. In each case, the context requires a literal vault or dome. The vault appears above the living creatures and glitters like a sheet of ice. So are we talking the elevation as in the mesosphere? You know what I mean? It's interesting. You know what I mean? Above the vault is the throne of sapphire or lapis lazuli. Seated on the throne is a form in human likeness, which is radiant and like the appearance of the glory of Ahchwa. In short, Ezekiel saw a vision of Ahchwa sitting throned on the vault of heaven, as described in Isaiah 40:22. And, Ahchwa could take whatever form Ahchwa wants to take. He could be in human likeness. He can be in dracon form. He could be butterfly form. You know what I mean? The shape of the earth, disregarding the dome, the essential flatness of the earth's surface is required by verses like Daniel 4:10. In Daniel, the king saw a tree at the great height at the center of the earth. So what does that tree have to do with the magnetic mountain? The mountains are trees, reaching with its top to the sky and visible to the earth's farthest bounds. Okay, all right. Now let's just belly flop in this Enoch here. You know what I mean? Because we've been talking a lot about Enoch. Now, the angel Uriel guided Enoch in most of his travels. They came several trips to the ends of the earth, the ends of the earth, the ends of the earth, right? The ends of the earth. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Which earth, man? Which earth pond, man? They made several trips to the ends of the earth where the dome of heaven came down to the surface. So which earth pond has the dome? Enoch says, I went to the extreme ends of the earth and saw there huge beasts, each different from the other, and different birds also differing from one another in appearance, beauty, and voice. And to the east of those beasts, I saw the ultimate ends of the earth, which rest on the heaven, and the gates of heaven were open. Whoa, 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 whoa. Slow down, Enoch. Slow down, man. Hold up, man. I'm trying to find this picture right quick. Enoch's going in. I know I got it somewhere here. They kind of scramble these things sometimes. Okay. Let's see. Okay. That's that one. That's the other drop. All right. So keep this in mind as we dig on this Enoch, man. All right, you got the middle Earth as we know it. You got more Earth ponds outside of, right? You got this one barrier here, followed by another barrier. Now, if you look at it this way, looking at this other Earth pond, you got a barrier and a barrier. Now, this one doesn't appear to have the openings the same type of way, per se. That's why we say, where's the openings? And we know there's openings. At least on our side that we're in right now, there's openings. You know what I'm saying? And on this side is the summer gate. Now let's talk about the gates that Enoch is digging on. I'm just digging on this with y'all, surfing the way. Just surfing the way. I saw the ultimate ends of the earth which rest on the heavens, and the gates of heaven were open. And I saw how the stars of heaven come out. And what did Giannini say? He said that the stars are just more, connections with more land, water, vegetation, you know what I mean? Just more stars, planet. All this is connected. There's no isolated bodies. There's no isolated globular bodies. You know what I mean? It's all optical illusion. If we're looking at the Giannini theory, we're just surfing away with it. I can't confirm or deny, right? We're just surfing away. So I've never applied the ends of the earth with this particular model, looking at the gates of heaven, you know what I mean? This particular way, would these be considered gates of heaven, right? Because where the celestial lands are, they're straight out, right? They're straight out. Where's that Chinese man? All right. So the gateways to heaven will have to lead to outer space, right? The outer worlds beyond the pole will be the heavens. This will be where the planets are, right? More planets, more earth ponds, stars, whatever you want to call it. Illuminated sky, gaseous areas that we consider stars, however it works, if you look at that theory. So this will be the gateways to heaven. I mean, and so we know we're not, out of our minds here. There's all these, different diagrams and illustrations of this stuff. So this one is very special because you see a lot of the Thothisms, right? Because you have Thoth, the moving island. Thoth, the moving island. It looks crazy. There's a big strip and a strip and a strip. And this thing. Now you see how it has this kind of water. I guess that's the water flow going this way. It goes counterclockwise on the out, and then it goes clockwise on the in. Huh? It's kind of like a vortex, man, like a toroidal field. Everything we was just talking about in the other drop. You know what I mean? It's kind of like a toroidal battery. You know what I mean? And it's the same type of flow you see when you look at the aquadescent as a muzzle. That's how you say it. We had a link that showed the water flow, and you could see it going clockwise, counterclockwise, clockwise on the inside. So what we consider the Pacific Ocean. Now, even on this one, where would Lemuria be? Because they just put the lands that we know. Where would Atlantis be? Is this whole thing Atlantis, like we saying, you know what I mean? Or like some folks are saying in the comments. I don't know. Yeah. Dodge the hijack. Set and Anubis. Sinus of folly. The moon, huh? What does the Anubis have to do with the moon? Everything. Soul and bowl. Is this play? Gates to the heaven? And the gates of heaven were open. And I saw how the stars of heaven came out. So were the stars of heaven coming in and out these gates? I don't know. Is it something? Is it nothing? The sharp-eyed reader will note what I suspect is an editing error in the Isaac translation. The earth resting on the heaven. The earth resting on the heaven makes no sense. We're on the heaven rest. I saw the ultimate ends of the earth which rest on the heaven. What do y'all think about that? What do y'all think about that line? Do you see clearly? Because they say it's an error. It makes no sense because they think heaven is up, man. The heavens they're referring to, especially in the New Testament, you know what I mean, have nothing to do with up. And if you adjust your orientation, up is straight, man. Uh-oh. Oh, man. Body bag, Daniel. I saw the ultimate ends of the earth which rest on the heaven. On the heaven. On the heaven. The ultimate ends of the earth which rest on the heaven. So to him, this could be the ultimate ends of the earth. That could be the ultimate ends of the earth. Either way, outside this barrier would be the heavens. Now imagine this as a ball, right? You see how they fuck around with the trickery and the dualities and the Thothisms, right? You're just talking Set, Anubis, and Thoth moving island. You're in a spell. So they took a flat situation, right? And they turned it into a mother-sucking ball. Now you can see this and watch it pop out as a ball, right? Now, do you have a big ball or a smaller ball? Right? Say you have a smaller ball. This is Earth right here. Outside of this Earth is outer space. That's the heavens. But which way is up in outer space? There's no down and up in outer space, nor is there left, right, north, south, east, west when you dig on the full orientation. I mean, you tell me. Where's north, south, east, west? If north is the center pole, we're about to get this drop right after this. We're about to go back to 2016 and get, some drop about the poles. I kept telling y'all that there was an interview in this researcher. She said that both poles were located beneath the, I don't know if she said beneath the equator, beneath South America. We're going to listen again. But what we call the North Pole is not the North Pole. It's the center pole, she said. It's the center pole. And both North and South poles are located beneath something. We're about to get it. So where's North, South, East, West? I mean, if North is the center, you know what I'm saying? The orientation is whack. You got to empty your cup, man. You're only as old as your ability to process new information. And Fonte told you that. Love to Isaac Ford for the frequency rehabs, man. For real, for real. Gates resting on the heaven. So if he sees the ultimate extremes of the earth, right? So this might be one extreme, another extreme. Maybe he did see it all. Maybe Enoch saw the whole picture. I mean, why would this Chinese priest that did this have the drop and Enoch don't have the drop? So Enoch must be talking about the whole thing. He must be talking about the whole thing, man. I can't imagine Enoch not knowing about all this, man. So he's saying that it rests on the heavens. The extreme ends rest on the heavens. That's only possible if the heavens are straight out. And these are your planets. And when they take off for SpaceX or NASA to go to another planet or another place, they're just going to more land, water, vegetation. Now, how much real estate, how much prime real estate do these people own, right? Because remember, we're just talking about the earth pump. Oh, yeah. We're going to get that. We're just talking about our earth pond. Now, another researcher was putting it together, right? So here's Earth, here's Antarctica ice wall. And I believe he's a pilot and he's going over the orientation, globe versus flat. He's trying to be non-biased about it. We're going to get a piece of it. He's trying to be non-biased about it, but clearly he's connecting the dots, right? Rothschilds, right? We got some of that, how they are over this whole educational, the whole board of, general education board, whatever. All that popped off, public school, all that is controlled information from the top. From the top. Now we know there's more Earth ponds, but this is Earth Pond 1, our home planet. See how he put that in quotation marks, right? Then he says unknown extent, possibly more Earth ponds like ours. So this researcher is acknowledging that this is only one Earth pond, our Earth Pond 1, our home Earth pond, our home plane. This is our planet, right? Planet means what? Spread out. All right, so unknown extent, possibly more Earth ponds like ours. Okay. I saw the ultimate ends of the earth, which rest on the heaven. And the gates of heaven were open, and I saw how the stars of heaven came out. Is it a editing error? or on the heavens mean on the heavens? Because the heavens are straight out. More worlds beyond a pole. on the heavens. I went in the direction of the north to the extreme ends of the earth. Which way's north, man? You know, we lost in translation right now. And there at the extreme ends of the whole world, I saw a great and glorious seat. At the extreme end of the whole world, I saw a great glorious seat. There also I saw 3 open gates of heaven. When it blows cold, hail, frost, snow, dew, rain, through each one of the gates the winds proceed in a northwesterly direction. According to 1 Enoch 34, this accords well with Jeremiah 51:16, which says he brings up the mist from the ends of the earth. He opens rifts for the rain and brings the wind out of the storehouses. Out of the storehouses, man. I can't make this shit up. And here we have gates. The winds come out the storehouses. He brings up the mist from the ends of the earth. He opens rifts for the rain and brings the wind out the storehouses. In subsequent chapters, Enoch journeys to the extreme ends of the earth in the west, south, east. In each place, he saw 3 more open gates of heaven. There were other things to be seen at the ends of the earth. Earlier, we deferred discussion of King James version of Job 26:7. He stretched out that north over the empty place and hangs earth upon nothing. This is another one that, the Globers, what I mean? Now they say, all right, the earth is hanging on nothing. It must mean we're on a spinning ball in outer space. On several occasions when Enoch and the angel are out beyond the dome of earth, Enoch comments that there is nothing above or below. For instance, and I came to an empty place, and I saw there neither heaven above nor an earth below, but a chaotic and terrible place. Could this be a kind of nothingness referred to in Job? An angel also showed Enoch the storerooms of the winds and the cornerstone of the earth. Are we coming to light with a, dragonfly perspective? Could you come to a place where there's nothing above and nothing below? What would that mean on a stationary plane? To have nothing above and nothing below. This is stuff to meditate on. Really, for the first time, we're really adjusting our perspective with Enoch, and this right here, just to see another world beyond the pole. Beyond the pole, think about your connection to it. Don't think it has nothing to do with you, my naga. This has everything to do with you. Oh, yeah. We'll get this piece and then we'll keep it pushing. Got some more script to get. Sun and the moon, and what of the sun and moon? Psalm 19:4-6 suggests that the sun holds up the ends of the earth until it's time to rise. Enoch expands upon this idea in 1 Enoch 41, verse 5. He saw the storerooms of the sun and the moon, from what place they go out and to which place they return. They keep faith one with another in accordance with an oath they set and rise. Where's the storerooms of the sun and the moon? Do they go through these gates? Do they come around? I mean, did they come out these gates? You got another sun over here. Did it come out of this gate? What gate did this come out of? Notice every time you see this depiction, it's near a gate. We're just looking at it with a fresh perspective. This is the first commandment of the luminaries. The sun is a luminary whose egress is an opening of heaven. Where's heaven? Straight up. Straight up. Which is located in the direction of the east, and whose ingress is another opening of heaven located in the west. I saw 6 openings through which the sun rises and 6 openings through which it sets. The moon also rises and sets through the same openings, and they are guided by the stars together with those whom they lead. Now, obviously, when we talk firmament, we're talking about, possibly openings through the firmament that the sun and the moon are doing. And it also appears to be openings here as well. You know what I mean? So is it all the above? Is it, one or the other? Think about both orientations. And really, they're both the same. Whether you're talking about stationary, you still can have a huge firmament above the mesosphere. All this is in play right now. It's all happening. All right. Goes into the stars. All right. So for now, let's just keep it pushing. How many more earth ponds are there? Now, Rick Potvin, his virtual circumnavigation of Antarctica to decide if the Earth is a globe or flat. And this is some commentary on it from plaintruth.info. As I think about my route, or this is actually his commentary, as I think about my route above around the flat Earth testing distances, the sniggling problem of exactly how they pretended there is a South Pole is bothering me more and more. I'll deal with that in another post. Okay, so this is a plain truth. All right. Antarctic flight system was planned as early as 1970. I only discovered the following map this morning. It's from a proposal to build a network of airports in the Antarctic. A network of airports in the Antarctic, man. So he said it's from a proposal to build a network of airports in the Antarctic. A network of airports in the Antarctic. Check it out. It's very similar to a diagram I drew at the top of the post, but I still have to flip it inside out to represent the flat Earth ice wall Antarctica, where I can examine what they say the distances are. I mean, some interesting information. I just want to leave it for you. If you want to dig more on how he started connecting the dots, and in his personal investigation, he did the math, man, started adding it up. Here's some closer images of the ice wall. You see how high it is. So this is the only continent, man, you roll up on it. Wonder if we can get that big. You roll up on it, man, you're going to have to get up on it, man. You ain't just going to roll up on it and come ashore. This is clearly a boundary to keep the waters, at bay, in order. And you climb up on it, you keep going, you're going to get to more earth ponds. More ice wall. Get on that sheet. Get up on that sheet and you keep it pushing. See what else, How many more Earths you gonna find? And this is what they're guarding with the Antarctic Treaty. So these are great shots of the barrier. We're just talking about worlds beyond the barrier. I mean, come on, man. Come on, man. Is it play? Earth Pond. So lots of great drop coming from A Plain Truth. You know, we're just connecting a lot of researchers, man, that been doing this. Dig on the first voyage of Captain James Cook. Became the first modern explorer known to have breached the Arctic Circle and reached the ice barrier. Captain Cook. We've been digging on the Antarctic Treaty. Antarctic Treaty meeting room. Nothing to see here. So the Antarctic Treaty, remember 1961, get that drop from part 1 and 2. And hey, I can't make this shit up. So it's like they're meeting around the barrier, right? And then you got Middle Earth right here. And they're guarding the barrier. They're literally guarding the wall. Watchers on the wall, right? The watchers, right? Come on, I can't make this up at all. So it's a play, it's a big stage, and it's being played out right in front of our eyes. This is firmament covered, this R section. Get more drop from A Plain Truth. We were just talking about this navigation of this Rick Potvin. You can get this blog, Rick Potvin, Flat Earth .blogspot. First, I want to pay attention to this comment right here. Let's get it from Adrian Nelson. He said, if the world is flat, then there's no North Pole or South Pole. Instead, there is a central pole. We're about to get some drop on that we covered in 2016. Drop Nation, we've been doing this thing. And a perimeter line, this makes compass readings confusing. For example, if you are positioned north of the central pole, you would have to go south to reach what we call the North Pole. You dig on it. Assuming the North Pole is central, then wherever you are on the world, a compass will point to the center, what we know is magnetic north. There would be no specific South Pole, despite the mainstream theory of a globe. This points more towards a flat world scenario. B, if the perimeter line is real, the barrier, i.e. flat Earth, then it would seem that there is an anecdotal evidence of land beyond the perimeter. This would suggest to me a number of possibilities. Firstly, a series of other worlds, a series of other worlds, perhaps in some sort of honeycomb hexagonal formation for there to be life as we know it in these sectors. Each one would need its own sun. Each one would need its own sun, and that's why we're seeing pictures. Hop to Sibs, you know what I mean? Of this reflection. It's beautiful work. Beautiful work. see the reflection of another sun in another earth pond. You clearly see another sun being reflected, so it must be close and it must be small. And they have their own sun. More suns, right? Firstly, a series of other worlds, perhaps in some sort of honeycomb. Each would need its own sun and would be a world of ice or it would be a world of ice and darkness. Alternatively, it could be that we are indeed living on a globe, but we are actually a flat plane at the top of the planet, at the center of a gyrosphere. Hey, surfing a wave, man. On the inside of the hollow inner earth, this would help to explain the dome firmament Van Allen belt. Dome firmament, they call it the Van Allen belt, huh? NASA calls it the Van Allen belt. Can we get through the Van Allen belt? You research it. Yeah, I mean, some great drop there. And it's a good link for you to recon as well. More into the journey of Rick Potvin, Potvin. There's a lot of comments on this drop. He's doing the math to, see the checkpoints of this particular navigational path of this researcher. Finally, let's transfer the numbers above the flat earth map to see what it might look like where I don't have exact stations mapped. I chose a fairly close station. Everything here is approximate and conceptual for the purpose of getting the general idea with orders of magnitude roughly correct, but without pushing for pinpoint accuracy at this time. Notice where the approximate location of the South Magnetic Pole is and where the various oceans are, just to get your bearings on flat Earth. Note as well that there are multiple South Poles, green squares. So that's what we're about to get right now, about multiple poles. She's going to say the North and South Pole are both beneath this particular line, whether she's talking about, about to let her explain it, because I don't know if she's talking about an equator line, so to speak, or she's talking about just beneath where we consider South America. There's multiple poles, but here you see the poles kind of spread out this way. So we'll see what she has to say, but there's multiple poles. This is all South Pole. Then that's Central Pole, where you have North and South Pole, all outside of these particular barriers, man. Either way, this is mind blasting. Multiple South Poles. The dotted green line is the South Pole perimeter. Interesting, the measurement taken by the map maker above the place the South Pole 1,500 miles inland, more or less, in all cases except one where it is 700 miles inland in the case of Scott Mercado. The question of how to think about the South Pole perimeter on flat Earth is mind-boggling. Keep in mind that they say there is a ceremonial South Pole and that the South Pole keeps shifting, right? Yeah. Good work, good work. So you're about to witness a map nobody has created before in the life of man on Earth, an actual place, name, locator of field stations on the flat Earth projection of Antarctica. Amazingly, Rick Potvin, who is this particular person, is the first to do it. Why is this? Am I special? No, not in the least. Is it the beer I drank? Maybe, but not likely. It is something I don't understand, probably. Watch this, you'll love it. I love it. So I know you will. First, my virtual flight path. So he's a pilot, and he's showing you his flight path over the global. So this is the flight path over the global planet Earth. This is how his flight path will look going from station to station. Okay, if he was going to station, it would look like this on the globe, projection. Now my flight path on a flat Earth with the research stations placed approximately correctly. Are you ready? Scroll down. Bang. So when he puts it in the correct projection, the azimuthal, equidistant, AE projection, what they call the flat Earth projection, he hits every spot perfectly when he makes his trip to all the stations. Look how that orients when he puts it on the flat plane, right? Remember the etymology of planet is plane. Now, what's all that outline underneath it? Is this just a lot more land, right? Is this a lot more land? You see that outline? That's interesting. And here's how it looks on the globe projection. He has to go way up here, somehow hit. He still don't hit those. He misses these, you know what I mean? He misses that one completely. But on the plane, right? Correctly oriented, he could hit all the stations. You know what I mean? So it's just all about orientation. Let's keep going. Now, this is another good book right here. And I haven't really dug too much on it yet. Where we at? Page 49. This is called Flat Earth, A Plain Truth from the Ancients to the Abrahamic Bibles to Modern Times by James W. Lee. And it got a lot of drop. Oh, we got flat drop for days, man. This is going to be a great series. I've been really looking forward to kicking off a brand new, updated flat drop series, man. So I'm real excited, man. I wasn't going to do it till later, but Sister Sonya dropped that drop and popped it off, man. So here we go, man. Ain't no turning back. So, I'll scroll through the content so you can check it out. Or is that it right there? All right, that's it right there, I think. All right, let's go to 49. Let's get back there to the scriptures because I want to keep it right there for today. So we've been digging on the Flat Earth Bible over there. Here's another Flat Earth Bible citation situation. Now, what we're up against is this hijack Copernican theory, right? The whole point of the Copernican theory is to get rid of Jesus. Nah, it's to hide the creator, saying there is no up and no down. The spinning ball thing just makes the whole Bible a big joke. Charles Johnson. Unless otherwise noted, all the scriptures are taken from the King James Version. The scriptures below are arranged by topics. The book of Job is placed before Genesis, as many, if not most, scholars believe it is the oldest book of the Bible. So when we dig on Job and get oriented, you're talking OG. Now, if it's the oldest book, even before Genesis, my Nagas, then let's bring back up our research question from the top. Did Leviathan sink Atlantis? Does Genesis pick up, after Atlantis is destroyed and, there's like a new beginning, a new planting, so to speak, you know what I mean? Obviously in Genesis, we got the creation of Leviathan, right? Was it on the fifth day, fourth day, fifth day? So I'm just trying to put it together with y'all. If Job predates Genesis, what does it mean? What does it mean? Let's go. We're just asking the right questions. Job 9:8, which alone spreads out the heavens and treads upon the waves of the sea, Clouds veil him so that he cannot see as he walks on the circle of the sky. Where would be the circle of a sky on a ball? Everywhere. As thou, Job 37:18, as thou with him spread out the sky, which is strong as a molten looking glass. All right, Genesis 1. You got in the beginning, Hawa created the heaven and the earth, and heaven was without form and void. It was just a plain, huh? And darkness was upon the face of the deep, and the spirit of Hawa moved upon the face of the waters, and Hawa said, let there be light, and there was light. So you didn't need the sun for light. And Hawa saw the light, it was good, and Hawa divided the light from darkness, and Hawa called the light day. Day was created before the sun. And the darkness he called night, and the evening and morning were the first day. And Hawa said, let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters, and let it divide the water from the water. In the sense, I've never looked at it like this before, but it's, this wall itself can almost act like a firmament dividing the water from the water. There could be multiple firmaments in that sense if you look at the heavens being straight, not up. Right? Interesting, though. I'm just thinking out loud. Love to my jiggy. Love to my jiggy. Where you at? Hawa made the firmament, divided the waters which were under the firmament from the waters which were above. And it was so, and Hawa called the firmament heaven. And the evening and the morning were the second day. The heavens declared the glory of Hawa, and the firmament shows his handiwork. Did you beat out the firmament? Did you beat out the firmament? Okay. Let's go. So there's a lot of scripts here you can dig on. I just want to lead you to the water. We're going to come right back in this. Job 38, that it might take hold of the ends of the earth, that the wicked might be shaken out of it. For the pillars of the earth are Hawa's, and he has set the world upon them. It's 1 Samuel, the pillars of the earth. It's a lot of drop, right? It's a lot of drop when you really are seeking orientation. Of course, we always got these four corners popping up. Right? What's it? Psalms 104:9. Thou hast set a bound that it may not pass over, that they turn not again to cover the earth. You set a boundary. What is he talking about? Who laid the foundations of the earth, that it shall not be removed forever. The foundations, thou cover it with the deep, as with a garment. What's the deep? The water stood above the mountains, and they rebuked. At your rebuke they fled. So the waters was high, it went down low. At the voice of your thunder they hastened away. They go up by the mountains, and they go down by the valleys unto the place which you have founded them, and you have set a boundary that they may not pass over. So we're talking about the ice wall, or we're just talking about a boundary that the waters can't pass over, man. I mean, all this is in the Tanakh, man. All right, so it's just coming to life, you know what I mean? The Tanakh for us, is this a distraction? Getting, us distracted away from our Creator, or is this bringing us closer to our Creator? By truly seeking Hawa, Hosea 3 and 5, how do you seek Hawa? Don't you seek Hawa by, seeking the clarity of His handiwork, the clarity of the foundations, the inheritance that is yours? Don't you seek the clarity of the inheritance? Is it a distraction to seek your inheritance, to seek the clarity of the foundations of the world? You decide. I'm gonna get into Joe's specifically, digging on Leviathan, man, because something about this Leviathan drop might have something to do with Atlantis. Who knows? How was Atlantis destroyed, right? They say it was a big earthquake, everything began to tremble. How the Plato describe it, it's just a big earthquake. Can Leviathan cause a big earthquake? Let's go. Now, this link is kind of funny, man, because this one's actually trying to prove all this stuff to be incorrect. But what they really did was just kind of give us the drop, to reverse everything they trying to say. So these are supposed to be errors. The Bible as a source for most ancient times, they're saying that's an error. But we've actually proven that it is a source for a lot of ancient drop. Paradise and deluge, the flood as memories of Atlantis. So there's a connection between just reverse, just trust me, reverse everything they're saying and you'll get on a whole new investigation. Paradise and deluge as memories of Atlantis. Enoch, the first city of humankind. Tenoch Titlin. Japheth is Ipetus or Titus. Atlas, King Atlas. Oh, it must be an error. This must be an error. Is Japheth the King Atlas? But that would make him the son of Poseidon. Remember, he inherits the owls, right? The owls. Let's go. Giants as sons of God from Atlantis. That's supposed to be an error? Or are giants the sons of the Atlantis god? Who's the Atlantis god? Oh, we about to get that. We're just talking Apollo, right? And what's the connection between Apollo and Abaddon? They're the same people. So when you read Abaddon in Revelations, coming back to get the keys to the bottomless pit, Abaddon is Apollyon, is Apollo. Apollo is the god of Atlantis, the god that cursed the shepherd Cephalus with the Cephalus, all right? Because he wanted to worship his king as a god. And we even postured and said, is Saint Christopher, is Columbus, was he King Alcathous, the king of Atlantis that wanted to be worshipped? Was that the fall? Did this really just happen? What does Columbus have to do with King Alcathous? Because both of them wanted to be worshipped as a god. and they were cursed with syphilis. Columbus died of syphilis, right? Columbus died of syphilis. He was cursed by his god, Apollo, for taking the shine because he wanted to be worshipped as a god. Same story as King Alcatraz of Atlantis, or Abaddon. And Abaddon is written about in Revelation. So that whole story in Revelation is about the god of Atlantis coming back. Apollo, Abaddon. Atlantis plays even in Revelation. So we're establishing the connection between, what they're calling mythology and scripture, what they like to call mythology, and actual historic events and the indigenous truth. Israelites as a people from Atlantis, close. But we're from, the land's pre-hijack. You dig? Is Babylon Atlantis? A myriad of mistakes, huh? So, they go, try to dig on chronology and how this can't be that, but we know the chronology are all hijacked and a lot of phantoms and duplications. They're not even considering phantoms and duplications. So I like just to look at what they consider errors, and these are great things to research in the future. Let's keep it going. These are supposed to be biblical verses. I just went crazy. I said, give me some Bible verses that connect with Atlantis. I just put that in, and this is what popped up. All right. Job 26, verse 5. The dead tremble under the waters and their inhabitants. Sheol is naked before Ahchwa, and Abaddon has no covering. Abaddon is Apollo, people, the god of Atlantis. So if Abaddon has no covering, the god of Atlantis has no covering. Are these scriptures? Remember, Job's supposed to be the first book, right? So the first book, now it makes sense because it's documenting Atlantis. Is it documenting Atlantis? Is the book of Job documenting Atlantis? And when the mention of Leviathan is brought up, is it documenting the sinking of Atlantis? I mean, I just said, give me Atlantis Bible verses. 6 popped up, and 5 out of 6 are in Job, man. Why are 5 out of 6 in Job? And then you got the phantom, and you got the axe pop up. For you will not abandon my house, my soul to Hades, or let your Holy One see corruption. Okay, they just threw that in there, right? But remember, who got the keys to Hades? Apollo, Abaddon. Who got the keys to the bottomless pit? Who got the keys to the bottomless pit? The god of Atlantis got the keys to the bottomless pit. And Leviathan seems to be a major player with Atlantis. Oh, Leviathan seems to be a major player with Atlantis. Which leads to the theory, my people. Did Leviathan sink Atlantis? We're just asking the right questions. When you deal with Apollo, we're talking about the god of Atlantis. And he has no covering. Sheol is naked. Did Atlantis sink and become Sheol? Is Atlantis Sheol? Oh boy. I mean, they're both beneath us, right? Okay. I mean, was there even a Sheol before Atlantis? Can you draw a Leviathan with a fish hook or press down with his tongue? His tongue with a cord? Can you put a rope in his nose and pierce his jaw with a hook? Can you draw a Leviathan with a fish hook? Will he make many pleas to you? Will he speak to you with soft words? Will he make a covenant with you? Take him as your servant forever. I mean, let's go. Yep, just digging on this connection. With an Abaddon and Apollyon. Apollo, Abaddon. They're coming out of a book here. What's the source? Miscellaneous notes and quotes. Okay. A monthly magazine. Published by SCLM Gold. 1892. Let's get to this page 33. I know I'm passing some drop. You know, the letters of the Hebrew alphabet are found in form in the resemblance to configurations of the 12 zodiacal constellations and 10 others, making the 22 as follows. All right, I'm trying to stay focused, man. But it sounds to be connecting. It sounds to be connecting. Sounds to be connected. It's all happening. As you can see, this drop right here is pretty heavy, man. Pretty heavy. I definitely want to take my time with it. Zeus resolves to reduce the burdens of the teeming earth by a great war and sends discord to the wedding. All right, so we're just talking about they drop Ethiopus. There we go. Abaddon and Apollyon. Now they go off onto some, side note here or something, but what's interesting, man, they just throw this out here, and I think this is just an interesting thing just to, write it in a notebook somewhere and just we'll think about it later. But Abaddon and Apollyon, it says, would we doubt if any pupil ever read these words as Abaddon and Napoleon in Revelations 9. Napoleon. Now, how they just throw Napoleon in this? What does Napoleon have to do with Apollyon? Just write that down. Let's keep it. Let's keep it pushing. Abaddon, right? Abaddon. So although it is mentioned in Revelations, it's first mentioned in Job, and we just got that Job was considered by many scholars to be the first book written even before Genesis. So when did this Atlantis documentation pop off? Are we seeing a lot of the connection right there in Job? Because you sure do have Apollo popping up. And every time you see it pop up now, you can, substitute Atlantis, substitute Apollo. And maybe the Atlantis story starts to pop up, right out the Tanakh. Now they say Abaddon is a place of ruin. Atlantis is a place of ruin. So you're not just talking about Apollo as a god. You're literally referring to Atlantis as well. Either you're talking about this fallen god, right, Apollo, or you're talking about the fallen place of destruction. Are we finding Atlantis right here in the script in real time? Place of destruction or ruin, Brown, Driver, Briggs, proper name, destruction, ruin, lost, ruin, dead, as development of earlier distinction of condition in Sheol. As development of earlier distinction of condition in Sheol. So was there a Sheol before there was an Abaddon or an Atlantis that fell, that perished? And would that be considered Hades because it was full of hijacks? And all the hijacks must go back to Hades, back to their Atlantis, back to their Egypt, their bondage. There's a lot of surfing to do behind this Abaddon. The Hebrew term Abaddon, meaning doom, and its Greek equivalent, Apollyon, appear in the Bible as both the place of destruction and an angel of the abyss. Body bag for the illusion. So we both have, and it's real clear. I mean, when we see it, Apollo is the god of Atlantis. So you're gonna use that to refer to both the place that he governs and him. You're talking about the destroyer, man. See, Columbus was supposed to be rocking with him. St. Christopher was supposed to rock with him. Not be venerated himself as a god. Cephalus wanted to Shepherd Cephalus, go get that drop, man, with the Shepherd Cephalus. You know what I'm saying? We did a whole series on that. We're going to come right back into it, talk about the cure for dog-headedness and the Guayacum and the Boston, the Jackie Anthony. But come on, man. The Shepherd Cephalus wanted to venerate Christopher, Christ of Ophir. Where's Ophir? Love to AD, the True Seeker, and the bro Otto made it. Or we just talking about, multiple Ophirs. One in the Philippines, man. The bro is dropping that drop in the hour of truth. And it's just crazy, man. It's right on time to see my bros never met before, but start digging on the same thing at the same time. Talking about the Philippines, the gold. Oh, man, I mean, how many metric tons of gold was stolen out this area? Now you understand the Philippine Wars and all this stuff, man, that went down. You're just talking about our people, man, the Khan dynasty. Because we already here. So Apollyon, the destroyer, is Abaddon, which refers to this bottomless pit in Revelations. It refers to an angel or a dragon in the abyss, or a place of destruction like Atlantis. Khan? So the whole name means perish, destroy. And again, where does it take you back to? Job. Why does it take you to Job, man? That's crazy to me. I mean, now that we see Job's supposed to be the first book, something's happening before this Genesis popping off. This creation seems to be a recreation, after what went down, went down. Did the creator create multiple Leviathans? You know what I'm saying? Did one get sacrificed and then he created another one? And then, we don't know how many Leviathans the creator created. It's not just one Leviathan. The grave, Sheol, is naked before him. The destruction of Abaddon, Atlantis, has no covering. The destruction, Atlantis, and death say, it is a fire that consumes the destruction. Abaddon, a fire. Shall thy loving kindness be declared in the grave, Sheol, and thy faithfulness in destruction, Abaddon? Hell, Sheol, destruction, Abaddon are before Ahchwa. How much more the hearts of the children of man? Hell, Sheol, destruction are never full, so the eyes of man are never satisfied. Abaddon is identified as a realm where the damned lie in fire and snow. One of the places in Gehenna that Moses visited. Atlantis is defined as a realm where the damned lie in fire and snow. I mean, it's interchangeable. We're just talking about perspective, man. In fire and snow. So what's up with Atlantis? What's up with Abaddon? What's up with Cynocephalus? Let's get this for the dismount. Oh yeah, how syphilis got its name. We're on historymatch.com. Oh boy. Dodge all hijacks. Compared to today, syphilis was a different disease in early modern Europe. It was more ferocious, fast acting. So get the drive. We already know. We're talking about dog-headedness, Cynocephalus, dog-head St. Christopher, North American mutation, introduced to Europe most likely by the returning participants of Columbus. Nah, they already had their dog-headedness. The link between Columbus and syphilis was not made until 1526. He died of syphilis. What do you mean? Let's get it from here. Do you remember the poem we got? Go get that drop. Recounted the mythical origin of syphilis, the shepherd. I said, what? There's a shepherd named Syphilis? Syphilis is the shepherd. What shepherd? What shepherd? What shepherd? We're talking Anubis? We are talking Atlantis. Egypt, Atlantis. Who's the shepherd? Who's the dog-headed shepherd, man? So the shepherd named Syphilis tended the sheep. He's a shepherd of Alcathis, king of Atlantis. In an act of devotion to his master, Syphilis overturned the altars dedicated to Apollo, Abaddon. Any questions? We're just talking Abaddon. Destruction. We're talking Hijack City, Atlantis, Egypt. Nah, man. If you're talking Abaddon, you're talking Apollyon. And it's funny. Right, there we go. Revelations 9. So Revelations 9:11. All right. Dodge your own damn object. A king, the angel, the dragon, the angel of the bottomless pit, whose name in Hebrew is Abaddon, and in Greek, Apollyon. It's right there in Revelations, people. This is all about Atlantis. Talking about the sun god, right? Sun worship, Christianity. Christ. Who's the Christ? Who's the Christ? Christ is their anointed. That's why we don't fuck around with their frequencies. Christ is their anointed. They speak Greek in reference to their anointed sun god. What do you think their councils were doing? They were merging, syncretinizing their Apollyon into your Hebrew. So that now you're worshiping Yahweh Shai. He must be the son of God. He's the sun god. Back to Apollo. Call it the same thing. Call it Zeus. He is the son of Zeus. Ah, man. Son of Zeus. Son of Jupiter. What do we get with the Mercury throwing stones? Who was Mercury? Mercury was supposed to be the son of Jupiter too. Right. Son of the moon. Son of Zeus. Hermes is the son of Zeus, man. Hold up, man. Let's put this together, Drop Nation. If Mercury's the son of Zeus, and Apollo's the son of Zeus, either they're blood brothers or they're the same people. Either they're brothers or they're the same people. If Mercury's the son of Zeus and Abaddon's the son of Zeus, is Mercury Abaddon? Or the brother of Abaddon, same family? Trade made him more comparable to Mercury. Oh, yeah. Mercurius. Body bag for the illusion. Body bag for the illusion. Come on, man. Come on, man. Hijack free, baby. The ancient Greeks actually thought that Mercury was two planets and they called it Apollo. When it was visible in the morning sky, and Hermes when it was seen after sunset. So Hermes is Apollo. Body bag for the illusion. Hermes is Apollo. Managa. That's why Apollo is the son of Zeus and Mercury is the son of Zeus or Jupiter. Remember, Jupiter is the son of Saturn or Saturn, Saturnalia, right? Christ, Christmas. Who's their Christ? Saturn, Zeus, Jupiter. Take your pick. Damn, I mean, this is getting good. It's better than I thought. This is better than I thought, and I knew it was going to be good. This is better than I thought, and I knew it was going to be good. So when you talk Revelations 9, you're talking Mercury. You're talking Thoth, man. We just connected Thoth directly in the script. We connected Atlantis directly in the script. And I'm still asking you the same research question. Did Leviathan sink Atlantis? Which became Sheol. Did Atlantis become Sheol? You're talking Job. First book, right? First book, right? A king. Ain't Thoth supposed to be a priest king? A king, the angel of the bottomless pit. Didn't he build the halls of Amente? The halls of Amente? Whose name in Hebrew is Abaddon, in Greek Apollyon, and what else? Because Mercury is a trickster. He has many names. In Revelation 9:11, Abaddon or Mercury or Thoth is described as destroyer. I can't make this shit up. What a trickster you are, Mercury. Roman god Mercurius oversaw commerce and trade. Commerce like what? Slave trade? Known as the messenger of the gods and a wise trickster. Oh, Thoth, you did it again. The Greek sun, or the Greek god Hermes, son of Jupiter. Jupiter is Zeus. Hermes is the son of Zeus. Mercury is the son of Zeus. Apollo is the son of Zeus. Sun god, right? Sun and moon god. Sun and moon god. That's why they gave him two names. One for the moon, one for the sun. One for the moon, one for the sun. Thoth, the moving island. Set, Anubis, moon, sun. Thoth got his hands on the whole board. Don't underestimate Mercury, man. They say Mercury is the closest planet, right? And it's orbiting around the sun, huh? Look where the sun is. Look where the sun is. They're not talking about the other one, though, right? Is Mercury, Thoth, rotating around the sun? And the moon, huh? Is Mercury the closest planet to the sun? I guess it depends on where the sun's at. But it sure is close. Mercury keeps himself very close to things. Remember the Thoth spell barrier right here in South America, right? On the Hyborian war map. We're just talking about a wise trickster, son of Jupiter. On a count of 3, everybody say it with me. 1, 2, 3, Hyborian. Oh, we thought it was a game, man. We've been digging on this since 2015 or something crazy. It's a reality simulation, right? A reality simulation. It has all the drop on this side. We done dug on it, man. You got the pick land. You got all the drop. But look at, this is all supposed to be South America, man, right? That's supposed to be Africa. Over here, you don't see nothing that looks familiar at all. You come over here to South America, though. You see Timbuktu, Kush. You see Punt, Zimbabwe. All the drop. Black Coast, Black Kingdoms. You got Egypt, Luxor, everything popping off. You got Shem. You got Ophir right here. Another Ophir, right? And what do you have over here? Thoth, Aman spell barrier. What does Thoth have to do with Aman and Moab and Mercury? Throwing stones. Aman, Moab, Thoth, Moab, Thoth, Aman spell barrier. And it's right here. Look, it's a spell barrier. Because Thoth is mighty busy. Thoth, the moving island. Let's go, man, for the dismount. This got too good to us, man. Because Abaddon is Thoth. Abaddon is Apollo. Abaddon is Mercury. All sons of Zeus. And they got us worshiping their Christ is Zeus. Don't tell me it ain't connected and correlated. And man, it's connected in every which way. You think this is a coincidence? Is Zeus, Jesus, sun god, Apollyon, Apollo, curses syphilis? Because syphilis wanted to worship his king Alcathous, and Apollo gave syphilis the venereal disease as punishment for his transgressions, his sins. His God cursed him for his sins. So Thoth is who cursed the shepherd Cephalus with the dog-headedness, or at least the disease, the venereal disease of it all. The Atlanteans named the disease after the cursed shepherd. Who cursed the shepherd? Thoth. Thoth tells him in the Emerald Tablets, man, you don't listen, I'm going to get your ass. The shepherd was cursed by ingesting the bark. The shepherd was cured by ingesting the bark of the guaiacum tree. We're talking in America. We're going to get on this guaiacum. This cures dog-headedness. And it's found only in America. They had to come over here to get the holy tree. They call this the Holy Cross, the holy tree. A Syrian hunter named Ilchius also appeared in the poem and was stricken by syphilis, but found his cure via mercury treatments. But they said this was more painful than death. So if you want to go through mercury, you're going to have to pay. But if you're going to go through the guaiacum, you're going to have to be righteous, because it don't work unless you got some righteousness about you. That's just how they said it works. You gotta be a righteous man for this to work. Or go mercury. Mercury or guaiacum. Mercury, guaiacum, to cure your dog-headed sinusitis. We're going to get on that guaiacum. Let's go. It got good to us. So Abaddon is Apollyon. This is the whole Revelations 9 business, all right? And Ahab too, the family talking about Atlantis, because Yeah, when you look at Plato's depictions of Atlantis, these concentric circles and whatnot, you see the gates, you see gateways, you see very similar activity, you know what I mean, than we're getting on certain of these depictions, especially this one here. You see gates, you see gateways, you see concentric circles. So is this whole thing Atlantis? And are we going to make an exodus to another earth pod? A king, the angel of the bottomless pit, whose name is Mercury, angel of the abyss, and the king of a plague of locusts, resembling horses with crowned human faces, women's hair, lion's teeth, wings, iron breastplates, and a tail of a scorpion stinging, with that torments for 5 months anyone who does not have the seal of God on their foreheads. This is Revelation. They talking about the dog. They talking about the dog. Is Abaddon the Antichrist? I think that's a trick question, because Abaddon is Christ. Bang. Got him. So, yeah, this looks a lot, a lot like what we're seeing, you know what I mean, with these concentric circles. So I could see how you could see, say that. Gateways and openings, you know what I mean? Something definitely to dig on. Is it something small? They say it's over, located inside of Africa, you know what I mean, over there. Like, is it that small or is it huge? Is it so super huge? The investigation continues. What did Plato say? For the dismount Atlantis, it was told in Plato's, as it was told in Plato's Socratic dialogues. All right, this is from thoughtco.com. The original story, the lost island of Atlantis, comes to us from two Socratic dialogues, Timaeus and Critias, both written 360 BCE. Yeah. By the Greek philosopher Plato. And you dig on it, I'm just getting to this specifics here. The empire was called Atlantis. It was ruled over by several other islands. It ruled over several other islands and parts of the continents of Africa and Europe. Okay. Atlantis is a concentric ringed island in which the Atlantic, which sunk under the sea, is almost certainly a fiction based on some ancient political realities. Scholars have suggested that the idea of Atlantis is an aggressive barbarian civilization. As an aggressive barbarian civilization is a reference to either Perseus. Whose idea of Atlantis is an aggressive barbarian civilization? This is high tech. So no one's looking at them as barbarian. I mean, unless you're talking about Berbers, Berbers, I mean, hey, the investigation continues, man. According to the Egyptians, or rather what Plato described, Critias reporting what his grandfather was told by Solon, who heard it from Egyptians. Once upon a time, there was a mighty power base on an island in the Atlantic Ocean. So a lot of people say it's this Atlantic Ocean situation. This empire was called Atlantis, ruled over by several other islands. All right. So we've seen those maps, a lot with Atlantis right between America and Africa. Now, did Leviathan sink Atlantis, man? For the dismount right here. the woman and the dragon, and we went through this before. This dragon is Leviathan, right? Because Leviathan is called the devil sometimes, right? In etymology, Leviathan, this serpent, this sea serpent, right? Sea animal. He's called the crooked serpent, not because he's shady and mean and crooked, but because he winds, turns, and twists. They say, oh, the crooked serpent. Well, he's twisted. You know what I mean? He's a sea serpent. He's twisted. You're referring to his coils, not his attitude, man. Don't give him a bad name. But look, they say sometimes he's regarded as a form of Satan. Now we know in the book of Job, he's Hawa's plaything, right? He's his animal. He's his pet. He puts the hook in his mouth. So how does he get to being Satan in the New Testament? How did Hawa create Satan as his plaything? Come on, man. Satan means adversary. Is Leviathan an adversary of Hawa? Show me where Leviathan is an adversary of Hawa. And crooked serpent means twisted serpent's coils, not his attitude or his behavior. So since he's sometimes regarded as Satan, this is how they flipped the reflection of this war that went on with this Leviathan dragon. We went through all that. They call him a red dragon now, having 7 heads. Leviathan also has multiple heads. And she brought forth a man-child who was to rule the nations with the rod of iron, man. Is that a good thing? Is that a good ruler to rule with the rod of iron? Are we talking iron sulfate, mercury? Now that we know, we're talking, this Abaddon connection. Because Abaddon comes back to get the keys to the bottomless pit. And Leviathan fought Michael and his angels. And here it says Michael and his angels were successful on this sacred text here. They went to war all right. Hawa did summon his angels to enter into combat with the monster Leviathan. Remember the real purpose of Leviathan, man. The real purpose of Leviathan is to be served up as a dainty to the pious in the world to come. Remember, what is left of Leviathan's skin will be stretched over Jerusalem as a canopy. So when you talk about the firmament, you're talking about being stretched over Jerusalem as a canopy. So does that mean that the firmament is stretched over everything, right? Does that mean that the firmament is stretched over, the entire, all the earth ponds? Or just Jerusalem? Or we're just talking here? Did they conquer Jerusalem? When did they come into play? And where's Mars and the Moors on Mars and Moab, and where's their land beyond the pole? Stretched out as a canopy. What is left of Leviathan's skin will be stretched out over Jerusalem as a canopy. Remember the script. Remember how we started. Isaiah 40, Kahoo. He stretched out the sky, Shamim, like a curtain. He spreads it out like a tent, like a canopy to live in. We're talking about the firmament. The vault. Is the vault made of Leviathan scales? Iborian. We're making our dismount right here, man. A nice, easy cruising altitude and we'll keep surfing the wave and probably get that Sefer Yetzirah back next, man. I also want to dig on some dodecahedron drops, so we're gonna get real connected with the ether. When we dig on the dodecahedron, platonic silence, we just talking platonic silence, man. Is the firmament made of Leviathan scales, and does that make these particular depictions make more sense? Is Sheol a portion of Atlantis? Abaddon. You got the 3 stars of Orion, and this is supposed to depict the celestial. And notice they're on land in the heavens. They're on more land beyond the pole. And you have this Leviathan here. You got like another Leviathan down here. And you got the Leviathan scales. And we're just saying, man, the canopy, right? It's all about the canopy, the tent, the vault. Spreads them out like a tent to live in. Like a tent. That's Isaiah 40:22 in the sacred text. What is left of Leviathan skins will be stretched out over Jerusalem as a tent, as a canopy. And the light streaming from it would illuminate the whole world. Now, didn't Hawa say, let there be light? And wasn't there light before there was sun? And we keep saying, well, what's the source of the light if there's no sun? Did Job come before Genesis? Is that why Job keeps popping up when we search for Atlantis in the Bible? Job. Leviathan has everything to do with Atlantis. And now we say, let there be light, right? Because after this firmament is built, I beat it out, right? Rakwa, I beat it out with my right hand. He met it out the firmament. He met out Leviathan, his scales, and the light streaming from it. The light streaming from it would illuminate the whole world. That's why there was light before there was the sun. Remember, this is his plaything. So even though, I get it, he's the 5th day of creation. And the sun was created when? On the 4th day? Moon and the stars. And he said, let there be light. Oh, this is going down into the higher earths and the lower earths. So, it might be shuffled around, or, who knows how many Leviathans was created. And, was one created earlier, man, you know what I mean? Before Genesis, man. Man, it's amazing. Could this be the source of the light before the sun? We're just talking Leviathan. They call the piercing and crooked serpent, right? Twisted, turning, coiling. And I'm just asking you, who got the drop? Drop Nation is getting realer And it's getting realer, man. How many worlds are there beyond these poles? Ahchwa. We're just surfing the wave. Where's the promised land? Did Leviathan sink Atlantis? The investigation continues. Thawada to the dragons on the wall. Keep supporting the tribe. Keep supporting the flock so that we can keep mounting up with more strength and more energy and more power to be unified, to separate Ahab for the flow of water. You know what I mean? That you think and that you feel in your heart that what we do is important. And we really appreciate, man, every bit that you drop, man, to just keep the water flowing for the tribe, to keep us building. And we build together, brick by brick. We rebuild our house. Shalom to the real ones. Peace and power.